Good morning, welcome, and thank you for joining. This is Barbershop Talk, hosted by Craig Cook-Sullivan. Barbershop Talk is part of the Brothers Building Brothers series, created by the Good Life program and brought to you by UC Davis and the City of Oakland. Alright, fellas, before we get started, let's go over some helpful tips. Number 1, you'll see a small icon at the bottom of your screen that says chat. You'll also see a sidebar on the right-hand side when you click on the icon. And at the bottom of the sidebar, you can type in any comments or questions you have, and we'll have a chat monitor to respond at all times. Number 2, if you click on the icon at the bottom of your screen that says participants, you can see everyone's name that has joined us today. Number 3, this Zoom class will be recorded, so please take the time to change your Zoom name if you wish to be identified differently. You can do this by clicking on the participants icon on your screen. Then you'll see a sidebar on the right-hand side when you click on the icon. And when you see your name, you can hover your mouse over your name and click rename. Then type in how you would like to be referred to. Number 4, Lastly, let's remember that this is Zoom. It is not perfect. Your sound or internet might cut out, but we're still here. So if you experience any technical issues accessing our class, please email us at info@thegoodlifepath.org, or you can give us a call at 510-306-2584. That's 510-306-2584. Brothers Building Brothers is a group of men interested in creating a safe space to promote personal growth and advocate for black men's mental health awareness. We are committed to building a space for you to come together with other men who have experienced similar life events. We are not trained therapists, and we cannot provide you with expert advice about your specific legal, work, or family situations. However, we can provide you with a thoughtful opinions based on our personal experiences. This space is sacred, and we expect our conversations to remain private. We ask that you speak respectfully towards one another and not tell group stories outside of our sacred space. We will provide some resources for your self help, but everything we do is as is. We are not doctors, and this is not a formal mental health guidance. Lastly, if you enjoyed today's conversation and wish to be a part of the brotherhood here at the barbershop, please support us by clicking on the link posted in the chat to get your free Zoom invitation and reminder to our next session. All right, fellas. With that said, go ahead and take it away.
Brother Adisa Banjoko. He's a Brazilian jiu-jitsu instructor, author, and historian. He currently teaches at Ralph Gracie, Santa Clara, and the LinkedIn headquarters in Mountain View. He lectures on philosophy and history and in across America, the United Kingdom. So I'm excited because, as of lately, I've been tapping back into some of the things that I liked as a kid, as a youngster. I used to be in crossword puzzles and jigsaw puzzles, and I used to like to draw many little figures and things like that. And now that I have a little more me time, sometimes when I'm alone, man, I do some of that stuff. It may seem silly, but it's actually fulfilling. You know what I mean? Because I get a chance to reopen some of those ideas and special places that I had, when I was by myself as an only child. I had to keep myself company. So I always had a little hobby or something that I like to do. But, whatever a creative niche is for any one of y'all, you know what I mean? Whatever you do that brings you peace, that brings you those moments of happiness, just that space, your space. How many people can explore a space that's theirs, that you own, and when I don't mean physically own, but spiritually and mentally own, who has a space that they can, have their fortress of solitude. I used to be jealous of Superman because after he got through saving the world, he had a place to go and kick back, sit down, and be vulnerable. Close his eyes and go to sleep peacefully. How many men have peace? What does it look like? So, talking about your creative niche is going to be very interesting to me. And again, I have a very good brother that I had the pleasure of meeting. We did a health fair about a year ago in Oakland, and he was one of the panelists, and we talked about different topics. And today, he's going to be the expert in this conversation, or at least the one that we're giving the rings to drop some jewels. So, brother Adisa, are you available?
Yeah, man. Peace. How are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you, man. Good to be seen. So yeah, so give us a little bit about yourself. Why did you choose the martial arts as a place for you to develop and become this guy you are today? Why are you a historian, and how would that relate or help us seek out those things about us that make us unique, as far as having your own niche in life?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you and everybody at The Good Life for having me on. I appreciate you. I appreciate everything you guys are doing today with having me on, and I appreciate everything you've been doing before. You guys do a lot of amazing work. I'm really grateful to everybody on your team. You know what I'm saying? And all of the work that you do, it's really impressive. And so I have a lot of gratitude to be here today with you. My journey in martial arts really just starts with Bruce Lee. Actually it predates Bruce Lee, just in that I was always fascinated. I'm old, I'm 54. So 1970s.
Don't laugh at him.
1974, there's a TV show called Kung Fu, and that was my first lunchbox.
White
right?
Chain King.
Yeah, Kwai Chang Caine. Like, so that was a super racist TV show where a white guy who was pretending to be Chinese acted like he knew kung fu and he was trash.
Right.
All disrespect to David Carradine, he was trash. And so, but that was my introduction. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I wanted to be like the dude on Kung Fu. Fast forward 1979, when the VCRs first come out, one of the first movies my father brought home was Return of the Dragon, which had Bruce Lee in it. And I was completely blown away that a human being could move that way. I was super small. When I graduated, I weighed 100 pounds. Exactly. I was small, dog. I was small.
From high
And
school?
high school, 18-year-old, bro, 100 pounds, bro. No girls, no love, no play, no nothing. All right. And I didn't have no big brothers or cousins who was looking out for me. So if I got slapped up, I got slapped up. And if I won, I won. I normally won, I'm not going to lie. But you know what I'm saying? I still got slapped up a little bit because, you know, I'm 100 pounds. So Bruce Lee is the reason I do martial arts, period. Bruce Lee. Right now, if you go to Chinatown, they have in the Chinese Historical Society, there is a film about Bruce Lee that I made, and it's called Rhythm of the Dragon. And it's about Bruce Lee's impact on Black America and hip hop, mainly because he was a dancer. Bruce Lee was a champion cha-cha dancer. He had amazing rhythm, and he won in China and he won in America. And his first jobs in America were as a dance teacher. So when you see the rhythm of his fighting, it is not an accident. He is rhythmic by nature, right? And his love for Muhammad Ali is another part of his rhythm, right? His love for Muhammad Ali is another part of his rhythm, right? And so Bruce Lee deserves all the credit, right? But beyond that, both of my parents were very intercultural people, even in the 70s. So they had Chinese. You wrote it, it's work done, right? You wrote the business plan and somebody said, we're not going to invest in that. But what you learned making that business plan, I got a better idea. Woo, woo. Now you got paid. You understand? So it's like, do the work. The universe will reward you. Maybe not in the way you want at that moment, and maybe not in the amount you feel like you deserve, but it happens. It happens.
You know what's beautiful about what you just said? It takes me back to a good friend of mine, my boy Eron Patterson, when he talk about the GED. Right now, I'm older and we understanding how we were taught, what we were taught, and how our brains were governed. GED stand for good enough, damn it. After that, everything else is on you. You know what I mean? How you educate yourself is how you bring wealth to your spiritualness and the offsprings behind you. So, you know, I tell dudes all the time, you know, and I'm fortunately, but fortunate that I'm here. Unfortunately, the way the system sets these kids up to fail, they don't set them up for success, right? They have a program called the IEP, Individual Education
Program.
Right?
Yeah.
And they allow these kids to stay in high school until they're 22 years old. And I believe